Hi there, Linda Artisani, Artisani Bookkeeping. This week's video is about a couple of new features that I've discovered inside my accounting platform, QuickBooks Online Advanced. So if you follow me and follow my blog posts, you know that I have a specific set of tools that I use when working with attorneys. I use the app Lien Law for time and billing. I use HubDoc for document fetching and also for being able to code and have the transactions go into the accounting software. And then it also fetches my statements. And I also use Liscio for my project management, for my communicating with clients, safe, secure. Those are my main tools. While working in QuickBooks, it's an ever-evolving app. And when you start to work in the program, you start to see little things. So there's a way to notice, you might notice like a pink word that says new, and that's how Intuit lets you know that there's some new features. This feature you might not have noticed, it's called Manage Workflows. So Manage Workflows, I started to show it to some of my clients and they're really excited about it. What excites me is I used to have to add another app to be able to have that workflow happen in a client's file. So if you work with attorneys, you'll probably find out that a lot of times attorneys do a lot of billing. There's a heavy billing that happens in a lot of, especially the mid-market firms that I work with. There's a lot of billing that goes on. And in that billing, a lot of times it's a little bit of workflow that's very time consuming for the person that's in charge of it. Maybe the accounts receivable person or just the admin person that's going to track it, and if people don't pay, they're going to follow up. So this new workflow that I found and discovered inside of QuickBooks eliminates the need for an app because it's baked right into the product. So let's take a dive in. I'll take you into my file so you can see this new workflow in action. So here we are inside my demo law firm file, and I'm going to take you over to the gear and show you exactly where Manage Workflows is. So it's right here under the tools. We'll bring you in here, and if you come right, I did create some, but if you come right to templates, you'll see here that this is the list of ones that are here now, and this list has grown in the past few months. So this is not exactly a short list, but it was only maybe 3 or 4 for a while there. And you can suggest a new template, which is, I think, is really awesome. So if you can think of another template that would make your workflow better, pop in there and give it to them because they listen to feedback as well. So we have a payment due reminder. Well, actually, you can start right with the first one where if somebody paid you, you can do a payment received. So you just come over here to create it. You can put the words or verbiage in that works best for your firm. You can put the parameters or conditions around the sending of this. So it's pretty nice that you can put a condition in here of which customers, or maybe you put customer types. You can do that here, and you have the ability to even do amounts. So maybe if the amounts are below 100, you don't really want to do the reminders, but if they're over, you want to. So you can put that in there. You can see that they gave you a template, but you can create your own. You don't have to use the template that's here. So that's just something that if a client gets paid, especially if a client pays in this firm, it's really important because people come in and pay. So when people come in to pay, the admin will report the payment, record it, and then an email will get sent out automatically. She doesn't have to do it. It just happens in the back end. It'll happen with workflow that's sweet and not have to be manually done, which is great, right? That's the point of this. So that's one. The next layer that we have here is you can automatically send unsent invoices. So that's a good one if you find that there's a lot of people making invoices and maybe the workflow isn't as smooth as you'd like. So you want to have the ability to make sure that every time there's an unsent invoice, it'll automatically get sent out. Be careful with this one. Sarah, my business partner, and I were playing around in this file and creating invoices. And then she turned this workflow on, probably showing a client. And all of a sudden, I had put my own email on to get these fake invoices. And all of a sudden, I got this slurry of invoices in my inbox. I'm like, what the heck is this? And it was because she had turned that feature on. So make sure that you go into Lien Law, take a look at your QuickBooks list, see what says unsent, because that will be the ones that go. The next one that I think is important is the payment due reminder. So this is one that you might want to set. So if I'm net 15, I want to set it on the 15th day to remind people that you need to pay your invoice. You got the invoice and you didn't pay it. This is your reminder, kind of like the banks do. So this one's a good one for like the first warning step of when you need to let a customer know that something's not been paid. We also have the overdue invoice memo, which I usually set for 15 days away from the date of the invoice, where I want to remind them that now your invoice is overdue, and you might want to put stronger language there. If you come into here, you'll see that it's just as overdue. So you can put whatever you need to have in here that works best for your firm, and just make sure it's strong, because now the invoice is not paid, and you know you already sent the invoice, and then you sent the payment due and reminder. So they've gotten a couple of more emails already about the invoice. So know that you want to put pretty strong language in there. Bank deposit reminder is really interesting, because if you have a firm like this one where there's multiple people creating multiple entries of recording payments, maybe by check, then they just sit inside QuickBooks. If somebody doesn't actually make the grouping of make the deposit and put the things together that like they went to the bank, you'll have them sitting in there. If you're an accountant, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because we've seen many a file with these giant amounts in undeposited funds. This will avoid that issue. So that's another great little value add that's there. Payroll vendor pay vendor reminder is if your bills are behind, you get a little warning that you need to pay your bills. So that's the ones that are in here now. I think that this is going to be a really great feature and it's going to grow and evolve, which is wonderful. And I love an app that's ever evolving. So there's a lot more things I can show you in QuickBooks. So this is just a short video to show you what's in there now and what the new features are. I hope that maybe you didn't know about it and I showed you something special that you can add and give to your clients. It's a nice value add when you let them know that there's a feature out there that can save them time and maybe implement it so that their workflow becomes even more robust. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye now.